propose messages that can be placed onto the banners. We obviously don't have enough polls to have a picture of every single graduate. So if we could have like just a fun message contest, messages that can go up, maybe we could have a dozen or 15 or 20 messages. If you have double-sided banner, you can have a different message on each side of congratulations or things like that. And the public could suggest, and we could pick, or the public could pick their favorite 15 sayings or whatever, and those could be produced on banners. As far as funding, we could either go through the donation route, which I think we did for the veterans banners, or the Board of Education probably has some sort of graduation budget, which maybe could help offset the cost. But we could donate the time of our team members to put them up, our staff to put those banners up.
I thought don't we have the veterans banners up till the 4th of July?
Well,
yes, we do. But I mean, maybe we could make an exception for, the 4 days before graduation and the 4 days after or something.
Well, let me just clarify. First of all, the people actually paid for the banners. I know Chris Schmidt made an offer, but I don't think that actually transpired. People have been paying for the banners. We could certainly take them down and put it back up again. We could work that out with our public works department. There are other things besides the banners. The banners took about, I think, the lead time from the time that they're developed to when the vendor can produce them, if they're still able to produce them now, was a good 4 weeks. So there is a time limitation on that. The cost was really not that great. They were about $50 a banner.
I think what one of the parents was asking that was on the call earlier, they were talking about lawn signs, where you could have a picture of every graduate and somehow have them maybe at Nervine Park or along 202 or somewhere where they're visible and people, every kid would be recognized.
Yeah, I saw that too in another state. The picture that they had. So they had essentially the yearbook picture of every graduate, right. And they had them lined up along the street. I don't know if they could do it on 202 for the reasons we've already discussed about the Chad's proposal, but we could certainly line other areas of the borough with those signs, and that would be.
Well, there's the hill that's across from the fire department. That's a pretty spacious area. You might be able to fit something there.
It's full of peonies right now. Yeah. I don't know if you can get.
Probably not anymore after it was 30 degrees the other day.
I know, but that I think that's what they did in budget print could make those pretty quickly. Not budget, Bernardsville print.
Bernardsville print.
Yeah,
it could be budget print. Bernardsville Print Center could do those pretty quickly. And I think what Sparta did is, the parents each paid for the sign, and then they got to keep the sign.
I don't think does anybody on the council have a graduating senior? Maybe we get a couple of parents on a small committee to create a plan with just the commitment. Look, if it's reasonable, we'll find a way to accommodate it.
Or maybe we ask the Board of Education to tell us what they'd like the town to do and then be supportive of their recommendations.
That also works for me.
Yeah, I think that's something I wanted to bring up in new business as well, because I think that, we do need to be supportive. We need to be urging of the governor, right? The governor is like I said earlier, we're like an all or nothing. We have towns with 1,000 kids graduating, and we have towns like ours with less than 200. We need to be more vocal in the avenues that we have. I know we have the county call, a governor's call. I found out today about the OEM call. How can we be more vocal and speak up for the residents and the graduates in our town?
I think it's a great point, Gina.
And of course I offer to help in any way I can and make this, a better avenue. But we need to light the town up red. We need to kind of, show our support for these young kids and make sure that they know that where they're going, and some of them might even be young adults and be 18 already. We need to show our support for them. Graduating high school is huge. I think bigger than graduating from college and everything else. So, it's really a step that I think we need to be super sensitive to and fight for as much as we can.
Is there any reason why we can't use our own borough website? We could put the picture of every graduating senior as a little postage stamp that runs across the bottom or the top of our webpage. congratulations to the Bernardsville seniors, and just have it scrolling across our website. Why can't we do that?
That sounds like a good idea. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we should pursue multiple lines of discussion as was brought up, whatever we can do, let's do it. We don't have to stop at any one idea.
Agreed.
How long does it take to get permission from the DOT to put a banner across 202 like we do with the farmers market? You know?
I don't know how long it takes.
I
Especially now.
think it takes a few weeks.
I think so, too.
Yeah, Anthony.
If we got permission to put a banner where we usually put the farmers market banner that says congratulations class of 2020.
It wasn't just the DOT. You also had to get it from from ESE&G. I remember it was a real burden for Ed English to do that.
Well, I have a suggestion though. Why don't we just reprint another banner that says Bernardsville's Farmers Markets congratulates the graduates, and then it's just the same banner. We just put it up there.
Yeah.
Well, just print it on the back. One side says farmers market, the other side.
Right, and we're just saying a farmers market congratulates all Bernardsville graduates. In other words, it's not a new sign. It's just it's the same permission we already have, but we just redo the sign.
Well, I think they have to reapply every year, though, right? For that.
Yeah, and it was also there were a lot of ifs, ands, buts, or maybes to that. There were time restrictions. It was not an easy get.
But my point is, if we've already got permission, we can put whatever we want on the banner.
That was for last year, not this year.
Yeah, we have to apply every year, but if, now we know what the process is, maybe we can do it in a more.
And we have until the 19th of June.
Yeah.
Are there jumbotrons you can rent, like portable ones? You can scroll pictures across them?
That'll distract the drivers.
It can be farther away, maybe more visible. I don't know if these things exist.
Well, you know what? I mean, it's after 11. We promised we would not go late this week. So why don't we get ideas and gather them up? I'll reach out to the Board of Ed and see how we can support anything they're doing.
Good idea.
Yeah.
And
a message on the train station, since the train station is vacant, a message on the train station would seem feasible.
Yeah, I mean, we could put a banner across the front of Borough Hall if we don't want to put it across 202. There's a lot of different things we could do, but the Board of Ed may already be looking at things, and I don't want to duplicate or take away from them if they've already got something going on. But we'd love to help them in whatever they're doing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're following their guidance right now with the virtual whatever, but I mean, from, total unfinished business perspective, I mean, it goes to urging the governor to, reopen us as safely and quickly as possible. We've got businesses that are suffering real hardships. And, some people want to, do things safely. And, you're allowed to go to Walmart and Target, and you're not allowed to, and you're allowed to go walk on the beach and go to the bathrooms in Seaside. But, we can't hold a decent graduation ceremony or have some of our, what is deemed a current non-essential business now open in a safe way. I don't really understand how the rules have been put out there. They seem somewhat arbitrary in some ways. I mean, I can go to Walmart and buy a shirt, but I can't go to Bling and buy a shirt. It's, I think we just need to do a little bit more urging to the governor. I think Declan O'Scanlan started some of that too this week. Maybe do it in a little more tactful way than what he decided. But we need to do something. We need to have our voices heard, because if we don't say anything on these calls and we don't do any urging, then they're just going to continue to think that everybody's okay with how everything is continuing to move.
We do urge on these calls. I have one every Sunday with the governor's office, and the Chesters and the two Chester mayors and myself are constantly asking about small businesses and curbside and why can't they? And, we bring it up every time. Some of the other small towns do too, but it's mostly been the two Chesters and myself kind of hammering on that. But, it's, we keep saying it. I don't know when they're going to.
Well, who from the governor's office attends those meetings, Mayor? I mean, is it the governor? I doubt is on the call himself.
It's Brandon Parrish and Rob Fields, who are his two aids or whatever they are.
Do we have any, I don't know whether we can have an assurance, but how do we know that those messages get to either the governor or the lieutenant governor or to the commissioner of health? I mean,
Yeah, I was just saying, is there any like thinking, is there any like something that we can do, like a resolution for?
Well, we did. Well, for the other thing, you send them in and you get the form letter back. That's kind of where it goes. Unless you know somebody who knows somebody.
Yeah, apparently those dog groomers knew somebody. The dog groomers. You can get your dog groomed now too, but you can't get yourself groomed.
And we're the toy store can be open because they have a thing there that if you have products for children under 5, you can be open. I don't know what that means, but that's in there. But they can only sell things for 5-year-olds and under. They can't sell toys for kids over 5.
Well, it's not toys. They actually got around that because they had things like
educational
stuff
things
like that.
Yeah.
They were listen. They found a loophole and they were clever and they leveraged it.
Yeah. And I know, a lot of them, I've talked to Sharon at the Rebecca collection and she's doing she's doing virtual walking around. How about this? How about that? She's driving to Short Hills to deliver things. They're working twice as hard as they have for half the money. It's very frustrating,
They are for sure. And then, like Jay Walker came today as well, and they're not allowed to be open at all. I mean, they've got some, little products, but I mean, that's a service business. Same with the nail salons and stuff too. So,
and I've hammered them about that.
I mean, we already have a dead downtown. We're going to have a deader downtown if we don't get this thing moving.
Yeah. And I think he's really feeling the pressure. I mean, people, as I keep telling Kevin, the natives are getting restless. This isn't going to, we're going to start hearing the drum beats.
And I'm sympathetic to that, but I'm also sympathetic to the realization that if we succumb to doing things too prematurely, we're going to pay a much bigger price on the tail end.
Yeah. Yeah.
That article you sent us earlier, Dr. Jeff, I think everybody needs to read that. The one you sent before this meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other new business? Actually, we don't need a closed session now, do we? We don't have anything else. So can we adjourn? Are we good? Nothing else? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Wait, we have no executive session after this?
No.
Get the whole night ahead
I'll
of
move.
you. Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
All right. We are adjourned. Thank you all. And for those people still with us, thank you for hanging in there. Good night.
Right.
Good
Night.
Anthony, if you're still there, you are.
I'm still around.
Yeah, all right. Hang on a second.
Yep.
See you, Jack.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hold on. Wait a second.